Hello. So it says you have joined, Suzanne. Can you hear me? There's a chat box out. Hmm. Saying to me, Suzanne, that your microphone is muted. You should be able to access a chat box, and you can type messages. That works a bit better. If you kind of bring your mouse over to the left side of your screen, there's a little blue icon. That's the chat box. Ching Ching, you should be joining us shortly. Oh, looks like Ching Ching has joined us as well. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? In both cases, it appears that your audio is not working either. But you can hear me, so there's that. That's good. Yay! So I'm going to assume that Suzanne can hear me as well, if you can hear me. All right, so we'll get going. So hello. Suzanne has to run fairly soon, so we might lose her partway through. So we'll just do a quick introduction to Google Hangouts. So Google Hangouts are a free video conferencing tool that I think have a lot of really useful applications in educational settings for a few reasons. You can invite up to 9 people to be part of one, so that's a pretty good sized audience for most cases. It has polling, it has link sharing, it has screen sharing, and it can auto-archive to YouTube if you want. So if you're having a Hangout like this, I could then archive this to YouTube and share it to the rest of the class that couldn't be here. And I think that's a really good feature. People can also watch this live, so I can share the link out to this, and people who are not actively participating could watch it going on elsewhere. So I think those two features make it really useful in instructional settings. So the screen share feature, let's just check. I'll turn that on. I can show you what it is. So what I can do is I can share my entire screen with you. Wow, that is an infinite loop. That's really cool. So, Ching Ching, could you tell me in the text box? Yeah, okay. So I've turned on my screen sharing, so now that allows me to share things with you. So I could go to this article on the web page, talk about how you can use Google Hangouts for lecture capture. I could open up another program and show you what's going on inside of that. So this is really useful in a technology setting because it allows you to show what you're looking at a given point in time. And that can be really useful if you're trying to explain something very specific in an educational setting. I'm going to turn off the infinite loop and go back to sharing my screen. All right, I'm back. So I think that feature is really nice. It's something that a lot of video conferencing tools don't necessarily have, which makes it quite useful for a lot of different instructional things. You can also draw right onto the Hangout to make notes. You can say like, oops. You can go like this. Oops. hello, like that. So now I've kind of scribbled hello onto the Hangout, and it will follow my face around. So if you're sharing documents, this can be really useful because people can collaboratively annotate them together. You can tie this right into a Google Doc, so you can have the Hangout, the video Hangout going on while people are working on a Google Doc together, and that can be really useful in a collaboration setting. And there's lots of different apps you can install. Most of them are free to plug in, so if you want more sophisticated polling tools, you can put those on there. If you want like YouTube embeds, like I could be embedding videos down here that are playing that people could click on while I'm talking. So it's quite versatile in that respect, and it's got a lot of silly features like the Google effects, which can be just a kind of a fun diversion. They're just loading up right now, so it'll take a second to show you what they do. So, for example, I could put on a crown, follow my face around, then put on glasses, put on some facial hair, and this will follow my face around. So, I mean, it makes it fun, but it's not at all that vital in anything. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of introduce the concept of Google Hangouts to people because I think it's a great tool to have in your arsenal, and because it's based in Google, it's free to use. You can invite people who have Gmail accounts or outside people. I think you two are a good demonstration right now because Ching has a Google account and Suzanne's using a UWO account, so both people can participate. There's also question and answer features. There's something called a showcase, which I'm interested to know what you see. So do you see a link to that article about using Google Docs for education capture? It's supposed to be showcasing it. I'm not really sure what that does since I'm the presenter. It's a new feature since the last time I've used it. You see anything? Okay, you do not. All right. I wonder what the showcase does. It says I'm showcasing. This item is currently shown to my audience. It should be an article about using Google Documents for educational, for lecture capture from a site called EduHacker. Oh, you can see it now. Okay. Where does it show up? Oh, you have to click on Showcase. Okay. Well, that's how it works then. All right, so yeah, so if you click on the Showcase tab, which looks like kind of like a price tag, it's a little yellow icon on the left column. You can view links and things that I want to highlight. Yeah, you can also do screen capture. So if somebody's presenting something that you want to take a capture of, it can do a screenshot and then save that to your hard drive, which is really useful if you're trying to review things. Yeah. So are there any kind of lingering questions about, I know this is a pretty brief introduction, but Suzanne doesn't have a ton of time. Are there any other questions about Google Hangouts? I'll post something more in depth to Owl today about it. Yep, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, it is concerning that neither of you are able to have your video work. Yeah, so since I'm the moderator, sorry, my partner just walked by and waved at me. Since I'm the moderator, I am basically in the control seat, so I can turn on features that everyone else doesn't have access to. I'm pretty sure that I could give other people moderating power. Let me just go into my settings here and see if I can do that. No, it looks like I'm the only person with moderation powers. Doesn't look like I can add that on to people. Oh, it looks like though you can download some extensions that might be able to change that. Oh, and I'm looking. There's also an extension that allows you to have a phone number associated with a Hangout, so people can actually call in on a landline to participate. Okay. Yeah, so we'll cut it off there. Thanks both for joining. I'll write up some longer thoughts about this, post it to Owl, and then we'll have another hangout tomorrow around 6, give or take, depending on when people get there. And if you're able to join, great. Yeah, 6 p.m. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll see you possibly tomorrow. Bye. Stop broadcast.